welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Tuesday, the 25th of November, 2008. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., 4:30 p.m. in London, 12:30 p.m. in Bermuda, and it's 9:30 a.m. in Mexico City. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. We have a couple of breaking stories right now. There's an increasingly dire situation at the main international airport in Bangkok, Thailand. This is the sprawling new $4 billion Suvarnabhumi International Airport terminal. Protesters have occupied the terminal. The airport is closed. Just before we came on the air, and Associated Press is still reporting it, apparently the protesters are firing at police. So we don't know much more other than that. We'll keep an eye on that, obviously. This is part of the protest that was the final stage protest that the Thai protesters announced yesterday when they encircled the parliament, that they were going to carry this on until they had removed the prime minister. Now the airport is closed. There's some other news from the London reinsurance market. A senior casualty underwriter from Aspen Re in Bermuda is to move to Lloyd's Syndicate Arc Syndicate Management. This is according to Reinsurance Magazine. The senior underwriter at Aspen's U.S. casualty reinsurance book is Stephen Hill. Apparently he resigned 2 weeks ago. Neither Aspen or Arc are available for any comments. Excuse me. Finally, U.S. consumer confidence actually has increased during the month of November so far, due really only to falling gas prices. According to the monthly Conference Board Index, which reported this morning that a consumer confidence rose from a record low in October of 38.8 up to 44.9. And the Conference Board is attributing it to the decrease in the price of gasoline, which in the U.S. now is down to about $1.88 a gallon U.S. For regular. So now to our main news. The big French insurer AXA had an announcement this morning, and as a result, shares in the company are falling sharply today. AXA has lowered its 2008 underlying earnings forecast, blaming the deepening financial crisis, which it said had pressured asset fees and increased its own costs. In a statement issued ahead of an investor presentation going on in Paris right now, AXA said that full-year underlying earnings, which exclude capital gains, would be in the range of about 3.6 billion euros. In August, AXA had said that they would be in line with 4.96 billion euros earnings that they had posted for 07. When it published its 07 earnings in February, AXA said it expected underlying earnings to grow this year, 08, despite troubled markets. Shares in the company have dropped over 50% since the beginning of this year, mounting concerns that market problems affecting banks are spreading to the insurance industry. CEO Henri de Castries said the current turmoil is an unprecedented challenge for financial institutions. The Paris-based insurance group also said that recent market developments make AXA's 2012 financial targets, quote, increasingly obsolete. AXA's Ambition 2012 strategy was aimed at doubling revenue and triple operating earnings over the period 2004 to 2012. According to de Castries, the assumptions that underlay that plan are now out of our control and have drastically changed. Kenya is preparing to counter a possible oil slick from the Saudi supertanker Sirius Star, which was seized by the Somali pirates last weekend. The 2 million barrels of crude oil on the ship, of course, could cause a major problem to the Kenyan coastline. So as a result, Kenyan maritime authorities are carrying out mock operations and readying teams for a possible oil spill. The pollution control officer with the Kenya Ports Authority said that several drills have been conducted, including the Port Authority, the Kenya Navy, oil firms, and maritime police. A possible oil spill would damage Kenya's maritime parks along the coast that stretches to southern Somalia. Another exercise is prepared this week. Just before we went on the air, there was another report that Somali pirates have hijacked a Yemeni freighter. We haven't been able to get any confirmation of that. Munich Re board members are in the news again. This time it's Ludger Arnoldson. Mr. Arnoldson is reported to have said that Munich Re's direct arm, Ergo, wants to buy the Asian life operations of AIG. According to Mr. Arnoldson, we are looking at AIG life operations in the Asia region. We think the Chinese market is interesting for the primary insurance group Ergo, so we are looking at opportunities there. Arnoldson also said that Munich Re believed global reinsurance rates would increase by double-digit levels for January renewals as the financial crisis boosts demand. Dow Jones reported Arnoldson saying, quote, "We've indicated we're interested in some parts, especially the Asian life operations of AIG, but only if it fits our long-term strategy." You'll recall yesterday we reported that China dismissed rumors of a Chinese sovereign wealth fund buying AIG's Asian business. They confirmed this morning that that's increasingly unlikely. The Federal Reserve and the Treasury have unveiled a lending program to shore up the consumer finance market using money from the government's $700 billion rescue. Here's where the money comes from. This is Federal Reserve headquarters in Washington, D.C. The Treasury and the Fed will help new loans package into securities for sale to investors. Treasury Secretary Paulson had a press conference about an hour ago in New York. He said he wants to spur lending for car purchases and college education while reducing the cost of credit card debts. Both the Treasury Secretary and the Fed Chairman, Ben Bernanke, are widening the scope of their rescue efforts after agreeing over the weekend to guarantee $306 billion of Citigroup's assets. Yesterday, of course, President-elect Obama unveiled his economic team. There were no surprises. They were as reported. The stock market jumped about 300 points yesterday. In other economic news, the U.S. economy contracted at a 0.5% annual rate in the third quarter, slower than the negative 0.3% estimated a month ago. The Commerce Department reported this morning. The revisions to the real GDP were largely due to a weaker consumer spending component. Economists had been predicting a revision to about negative 0.6%, so this is a little bit better than that. Stock market's choppy. It's up about 5 points. The core personal consumption expenditure price index rose 2.6%, compared with an initial estimate of a 2.9% gain. We'll go to a word now from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news.
Global warming. Some say irreversible consequences are 30 years away. 30 years? That won't affect me.
Together, New Yorkers can fight global warming, right now, before it's too late.
ISO, the Insurance Services Office, said that it has acquired environmental and scientific research and predictive modeling company Atmospheric and Environmental Research. They go by the acronym AER. This would expand ISO's reach into the energy, financial, and government markets. ISO said that AER provides solutions for sensing, simulating, modeling, and predicting weather-related phenomena in the atmosphere, ocean, and space. AER services are provided to federal agencies including NASA and the Department of Defense. AER also supports Fortune 500 defense contractors. ISO said that AER will complement its AIR worldwide corporation subsidiary, which provides CAT modeling. It's been a busy time in the earthquake industry. Here's a shot from the U.S. Geological Survey page for Asia. And we'll start over on the right. You'll notice that big